Have you ever wondered what fueled the minds of the greatest Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius Seneca or Epictetus? These thinkers, who taught us to master our emotions, embrace simplicity and live with purpose, didn't just practice discipline in their thoughts, they lived it in every aspect of their lives, including their meals. Welcome to an Stoic Wisdom, where today we're diving into how to eat like an ancient Stoic. This isn't about fad diets or trendy superfoods. It's about eating with intention, nourishing your body, and aligning your meals with a philosophy that stood the test of time for over 2,000 years. We'll explore what the Stoics ate, why their diet mattered, and I'll even share a recipe for their beloved lentil soup, a dish that embodies their principles of simplicity and resilience. Ready to eat like a Stoic? Let's get started. The Stoics believed that everything in life, including food, should serve a purpose: to sustain the body, sharpen the mind, and align with nature. They weren't chasing gourmet feasts or exotic delicacies. For them, eating was about functionality, moderation, and gratitude. Their diet was rooted in the Mediterranean world of ancient Greece and Rome, where food was simple, local, and often scarce. The Stoics saw excess as a distraction from virtue, so their meals were humble yet nourishing, designed to keep them strong without indulging the ego. Think of it as the opposite of today's Instagram-worthy plates piled high with decadence. Instead, picture a meal that's honest, unpretentious, and deeply satisfying. So, what did the Stoics actually eat? Their diet leaned heavily on what was available in the ancient Mediterranean: whole grains, legumes, vegetables, fruits, nuts, and small amounts of dairy, fish, or meat when circumstances allowed. Bread made from barley or wheat was a staple, dense, hearty loaves that could sustain a philosopher through hours of debate or reflection. Olives and olive oil were everywhere, providing healthy fats and flavor. Fresh vegetables like onions, leeks, cabbage, and root crops were common, often boiled or roasted. Fruits like figs, grapes, and apples offered natural sweetness, while nuts like almonds or walnuts added crunch and sustenance. Legumes, lentils, chickpeas, and beans were the backbone of their diet, affordable and packed with protein. Meat was rare, especially for poorer Stoics like Epictetus, who was born a slave. When they did eat meat, it was likely small portions of fish, poultry, or game, reserved for special occasions or when necessity demanded. Why this simplicity? The Stoics saw food as fuel, not entertainment. Seneca wrote, "Limit your desires to what is necessary and you'll find freedom." For them, overeating or craving luxuries was a form of slavery to the senses, pulling you away from reason. They practiced moderation not just to stay healthy, but to train their minds to resist temptation. A Stoic didn't eat to impress or to chase fleeting pleasure. They ate to live well, to be clear-headed, and to stay aligned with their values. They also embraced gratitude for whatever was on their plate. Whether it was a handful of olives or a full meal, they gave thanks for nature's provision, knowing that abundance wasn't guaranteed. This mindset transformed even the simplest meal into an act of philosophy. Now, let's talk about one of the Stoics' favorite dishes, lentil soup. This wasn't just a meal, it was a symbol of their philosophy. Lentils were cheap, widely available, and incredibly nutritious, making them perfect for a Stoic's life of simplicity and self-reliance. Unlike lavish Roman feasts with peacock tongues or honeyed dormice, lentil soup was the food of the people, sustaining everyone from farmers to philosophers. The Stoics loved it because it was practical, easy to prepare, filling, and versatile. It could be cooked in a single pot over a fire, using whatever vegetables or herbs were on hand. Lentils provided protein and energy, keeping the body strong and the mind sharp for long days of study or labor. But lentil soup was more than just practical. It was a lesson in Stoic principles. Preparing it required patience, as the lentils slowly softened over the fire. Eating it demanded gratitude, as it reminded you of nature's gifts. And its simplicity was a rebellion against excess, a way to practice contentment with what's enough. Marcus Aurelius might have sipped a bowl of lentil soup while writing in his meditations, reflecting on how even a humble meal could fuel a life of purpose. The Stoics didn't need extravagance to feel satisfied. They found richness in restraint. Let's bring this into your kitchen with a Stoic-inspired lentil soup recipe that's as timeless as their philosophy. Here's what you'll need for a simple, hearty dish that serves 4 and 1 cup of dried green or brown lentils, rinsed. 1 onion, finely chopped, and 2 carrots, diced, and 2 celery stalks, chopped, and 2 cloves of garlic, minced, and 4 cups of vegetable. Broth or water, 1 tablespoon of olive oil and bay leaf, a handful of fresh herbs like parsley or thyme, or 1 teaspoon dried, and salt and pepper to taste, and, optional, a splash of vinegar or lemon juice for brightness. Here's how to make it, Stoic style. Heat the olive oil in a pot over medium heat. Add the onion, carrots, and celery, and sauté until softened, about 5 minutes. Stir in the garlic and cook for another minute, letting the aroma fill your kitchen. Add the lentils, broth, bay leaf, and herbs. Bring to a boil, then reduce to a simmer and cover. Let it cook for 25 to 30 minutes until the lentils are tender but not mushy. Season with salt, pepper, and a splash of vinegar or lemon juice to lift the flavors. Remove the bay leaf, serve in simple bowls, and take a moment to appreciate the meal before you dig in. No distractions, no rush, just you, the soup, and a moment of gratitude. This recipe is flexible, just like the Stoics. If you have leeks, toss them in. No fresh herbs, use dried. The point is to work with what you have, to find contentment in simplicity. As you eat, reflect like a Stoic. This is enough. This nourishes me. I'm grateful for it. That's the real secret of eating like a Stoic. Not just the ingredients, but the mindset. You're not chasing pleasure or status. You're fueling your body and mind to live with clarity and purpose. Eating like a Stoic isn't about deprivation. It's about freedom. Freedom from craving what you don't need. Freedom from comparing your plate to someone else's. Freedom to find joy in what's simple and true. The Stoics remind us that every meal is a chance to practice discipline, gratitude, and resilience. So, next time you sit down to eat, whether it's lentil soup or a piece of bread, pause, take a breath. Ask yourself, how can this meal serve my purpose? How can I make it an act of virtue? That's the Stoic way. Not just to eat, but to live. Before you go, let's try something. In the comments, share 1 simple food you're grateful for today. Or just write, I'm eating like a Stoic. Make a bowl of that lentil soup this week, and let it remind you of the power of simplicity. And don't forget to subscribe to the Stoic Wisdom channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next video, where we'll dive even deeper into living with Stoic strength. Until next time, eat simply, live boldly, and stay true to your inner Stoic.